Hello everyone and welcome to another EVE Online tutorial. In this tutorial I will be teaching you in detail about the EVE market. You know how to get around now, so we discussed the map in the previous episode. So now you can go out and you can make some money, and when you have some money you can actually buy some new equipment. You'll soon want to get out of your rookie ship that you got in the tutorial. You want to get some new ships and some new equipment, and I will be showing you some of the basics of the market and about modules in general. So, to open the market, we have in the sidebar here this little button. You can hit Alt plus R if you want, if you really want to, but you can just use the market button. And this will open up the market menu. Market window, I should say. Let's expand it a little bit. Now what I want to do in this particular tutorial is to find some equipment that we're going to use in the next few tutorials, which will be about mining and mission running and stuff like that. But we're gonna find some mining equipment first. So for that, on the left side of the market screen, you see a menu with all the categories that are available to search through. So you can look through ammunition and you'll get a sub menu, or you can find through skills and you can search through all the categories for the skill books that you have in your character sheet. You can search through ships, through all the different classes of ship, from frigate to capital ship, which is the largest class of ship in the game, also the most expensive one. And a lot of other things which will eventually you'll be introduced to. Up here you can search for a particular item. If you already know what you're looking for, you can just enter it here and it will bring back any results that come close to your search parameter. Well, you know how searching works, it's pretty basic. Up here you have a range filter, which means that you can filter whether you want to search in the current region, which often includes around 50 to 100 star systems, which includes some systems have more than one station, so you can easily search about 100 to 150 stations if you search region wide. You can limit it to the solar system you're currently in, which will just search the stations in the current solar system of Mazal 0.8 system. Or you can limit it to the station you're currently in, which, unless you know it has a good market, I wouldn't advise. Because if you search region wide, you can compare prices a little bit and you can see what the average price in your region is. You have a quick bar. You can store some things here that if you often buy certain things. For instance, I used to buy these kinds of things to produce fuel, so I added them to my quick bar, which is just as easy as just going to a certain item and right clicking it and add it to market quick bar, which will add it to this little list. And this can be as big as you want, and you can create folders to categorize some stuff and basically create your own categorized item menu, so you can easily find what you're looking for. Anyway, for this tutorial, like I said, we're gonna find some mining equipment, which means we'll need a mining ship, and we need some mining lasers, and some basic defensive equipment like shields and stuff. So let's find a ship first. We're gonna go down to ships, and if you know what you're looking for, in this case you could get a mining barge, but those are pretty skill intensive. For instance, these are specialized mining ships. You can use them when you skill up, but unless you have the right skills you won't be able to fly them yet. So for now we're going with a frigate. And we're going to the standard frigates. and we're gonna use the Galante frigate. Then you'll get a list of ships that fall into the Galante frigate, standard frigate category, and we'll have seven ships here. And you get a little small list here with descriptions and stuff like that. This little icon here means if you meet the skill requirements to use the item or the ship. If you don't meet the skill requirements, this will be a red icon, which means that you can't use the item you are trying to buy. This doesn't mean though that you can't buy it. You can always buy stuff even if you can't use it, so be careful with what you buy. Make sure you can use it before you spend money on it, unless you're not, you know, buying it to use yourself. In the ship descriptions you can see a certain each ship has a bonus. For instance, you have the standard description up here, and down here you have the Galante frigate skill bonus, which is a skill bonus that is applied when you have a level in the Galante frigate skill. And for every level in that skill you get a 10% bonus to small hybrid turret fall off and 5% small hybrid turrets damage. Basically this is the role of the ship, and you should almost never ignore what the role of the ship is, because you get a significant bonus if you fit the ship according to its bonuses. So always pay attention to this little text here and make sure you get a ship that fits your skill tree. So we're looking for a mining ship, so I'm gonna look around for a ship that has a mining bonus, a bonus in mining yield. Here we have drone damage, scan strength, survey probe. That's not what we need. 10% bonus to armor repairer effectiveness. That's not what we need either. 5% bonus to small hybrid turret. That's not what we need either. Let me see, 5% bonus to cargo capacity and a 20% bonus to the mining laser yield per skill level. This is the one we need, the Navitas. So you can click on the picture of the ship and you can have a look at it. I like to call this this Navitas ship the fish, because it kind of looks like a piranha. A little bit. So you can have a look at it that way. You can click on the info and it will open the information screen, so you can have a little more information about what you're about to buy. Under attributes you can see the how the ship is built, how much cargo capacity it has, basic, how big it is, which is important for when you want to move it in another ship, repackaged. You can see some armor statistics, some shield statistics, how much capacitor it has, maximum targeting range, stuff like that, maximum speed. All pretty important, which is why you should kind of read it. Then if you you can click on buy, or you can click on view details. If you click on buy, you'll get this screen, which is just the best sell order available will be presented to you, and you will instantly buy the item. But we're not going to do that. We're going to have a look at the detailed page, which is this. As you can see here, you have a list of everyone who is selling this type of ship in the current region, and you can sort it by price if you want, so you can have the cheapest on top. You can sort it by jumps, so it's the closest order. You can sort it by quantity if you really need a lot of them. For smaller items or ammunition, if you need a certain quantity, you can sort it by the amount that is being sold. And you can well, you can sort it in for all kinds of things. I think you can even add a few items to this list. But the best thing to do is just to sort it for price, for cheapest to most expensive, and then just go through the jump list manually. Or you can have the jump list as well and do the price manually. It's whatever you prefer. I prefer the first one. Now you can see that just 3 jumps away we have the cheapest seller who is selling this ship. He's selling it for just 90,000 ISK, and he has 9 or 10 for sale if it's the same guy selling them. If we go 8 jumps away, there's a guy selling 14 of them for 100,000 ISK. So there's a price difference there. If we go down the list, we can see that just 2 jumps from here, there's a guy selling them for 275,000 ISK. Which is, if we just go 1 jump further, we can, save a lot of money. So that's what we're gonna do. We found what we want to buy, so we can right-click on the order, and we could immediately buy it right now on the distance, or we could just go there first and buy it when we get there. So just set destination like you did a million times before this, and we'll head out in a minute. First, I want to grab your attention to the area up down here, which is everyone who is willing to buy this ship from you. So if you have that item or you have that ship on you and you no longer want it, you can see what people are willing to give you for it. For instance, there's one guy 1 jump away from here. He needs just 1 of this ship, and he's willing to pay 65,000 ISK for it, which is, well, unreasonable, because like you can see up here, you could sell it if you really wanted to for around this price. But if you want to buy it, you can always place a buy order with this button here. Now I'm just gonna go to this system where the ship is for sale, and I'll get back to you when I get there. So while I'm making my way over there, I can explain a few things about the settings page of the market window. You can filter a few things on the market window. You can filter by price, so if you don't want to see anything above a certain price or below a certain price, you can turn this on if you really want to. If you want to see within a certain amount of jumps, so if you don't want orders displayed for 40 plus jumps, you can indicate that here. Can use a certain quantity, maximum quantity, minimal quantity, and deviation. So only orders from a certain price range will be displayed. And down here you can choose to display orders only in high security space, on low security space, or in zero security space. It's useful when you start out to uncheck these two, so you don't accidentally buy something in a system you can't really get to easily. I leave them on because well, I get around a lot, and it's, well, I can tell when it's when I don't need to buy an item. I generally don't buy items that are a lot of jumps away anyway. So, and you can also filter by skills. You can filter by CPU and power grid requirements, which are fitting related. So it only displays items that you can still fit to your active ship. And you can filter by untrained skills. Only show the skills the character doesn't already know. Oh right, so this is when you're looking for skill books. You can I don't know, find skills you are missing or something. In here you have a tab. It's called My Orders. If you have a sell order or a buy order outstanding, you can see a list of all your orders down here. I'm gonna dock in the station. Groups is this little nifty screen here, and details is the screen I just explained. So I'm just gonna dock in the station, and then we'll pick up the order that we found earlier for the Navitas. As you can see, the jumps list now changed to system, because we're in the system where the sell order is. And once we dock, this will change to station instead of system.
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
And there we go. Now it's station instead of system. So now we're just gonna buy it. This is a pretty good deal. It's 90,000 ISK for a ship. So we're gonna right click, click buy this. And since we already know the order we're buying, we can just hit buy. And there it is, there's our ship. When you hover your mouse over it, it will say estimated price 112,000 ISK, which is the rough average of all the items in the system. I think it's based on the system and not on game-wide. At least I'm not completely sure. But it's an average of a lot of orders, a lot of outstanding orders. So it's not an actual value, it's a value based on the market numbers. So never take that for granted, always double check the market to see what it's actually worth. Okay, now we can't mine without a mining laser, so let's search for a mining laser. You should know that this search field is pretty particular about how you use it. It can only find items that are exact, only exact search terms. If you mess it up, it won't find what you're looking for. For example, if you type miner, or mine, let's start with mine. It will find, oh wait, it will actually find what I'm looking for. This is the miner 1 or the miner 2, and the 1 and the 2 in these titles are capital I's. So it's not a 1 or a 2. It's actually just 2 I's like that. So if we were to look for miner 2, we would find this one in the list as well as some others. But if you want to, let's say we were looking for the Navitas. If we were to type in Navitas, we would find it. We would find the blueprint for the Navitas, and we would find the ship itself. If we were to make a spelling mistake, so for example Navites, it doesn't find it. It also doesn't have the common sense to think, oh maybe there's a spelling mistake, it just does not find it. It's not Google, unfortunately. So be precise in what you're looking for, or use a portion of the title. If you use nav, you'll find everything that has nav in it, including the Navitas down here. But we're looking for a miner, and at the start of the game you will be using a miner 1, which is the most basic miner equipment. Get rid of your civilian miner as quick as you can, because it's absolutely rubbish. And a miner 1 is pretty cheap. It's only 14,000 ISK, so you can afford to buy a few of them. Let me see how much slots this ship has. This ship has 2 high slots, which means we can fit two miners on this thing. When you first start out, you're gonna go and use a miner 1, because it's less skill intensive. It only requires mining level 1, so you can use it almost instantly. For the miner 2, which is a more advanced version of the miner weapon, it requires mining level 4. So that just indicates the difference. But this one is a little bit better. It gets you more stuff in less time. And once you get really skilled up, you can go for a strip miner, which is even more useful, but it's also a lot more expensive. So that's a balance you'll have to make once you get some money. Though in the future, 2 million for a weapon is really not that much. But for now, we need two miners. I'm just gonna see if I can find one nearby, because all I can see is miners that are 1 or 2 jumps away. Well, I guess we'll just have to use one that's a little bit farther away then. I'm gonna buy a miner 2, and I'm gonna buy the one that is 1 jump away, which is for sale for 111,000 roughly in sword tet. So I can buy this from here if I wanted to. It's one jump away, but I can buy it already. So just gonna go buy this, and I want 2. So in quantity, if there are enough for sale in the quantity list here, I can type in 2, and it will change the price to a total of 1.2 million roughly. This will give you a warning. This match is one jump away, and should this item be in a low security system or in a zero security system, it will also warn you that it is in such a dangerous system. So always make sure you read stuff. I'm just gonna buy this now, and it won't show up here because it's not in this station. But if I open my assets window, which is all the stuff I have everywhere, I can go to region, and I can go to source set, and there's my miner too. So let's just set the destination there. It's just one jump, so I'm gonna go there quickly. Gonna make this ship active, and let's go. And there's our little fish, our fish in space. This is a funny little frigate because, well, admit it, it looks like a fish, doesn't it? Alright, let's get our ass to sword tet. Use the Stargate, jump immediately. I do have to be a little bit careful, even though I'm in a high security system. My alliance is currently in a war, so if I run into any of the enemy targets, I have to make sure I get the hell out of here, because I'm not in any kind of combat ship at the moment, and they could easily pick me off. Because my alliance is in a war at the moment, they can even shoot me even when I'm in high security space. Just gonna have to check local here real quick to see if there are no war targets here. War targets. Sorry for my crappy English accent. Dock the ship.
Warp drive active.
Okay, I'm back in the station. And if you go to the items list now, I have it in this little sidebar, but if you just started, you'll probably have it on the left here under inventory somewhere. I lost that button because I changed it to this. Here are our 2 miner tools, which we're gonna use to mine some stuff in the next tutorial. For now though, I want to touch on one more thing before we head out, and that is the ability to sell stuff. If you let me see. I'll do it this way. If you right click on an item, you can go to view market details. This brings you back to the market page for the particular item. If you want to sell an item because you no longer need it, or you found it, or you need money, whatever, you can right click on it and you can click on sell this item, which will bring this up. Here you can decide the price you want to ask for it, ask price, which should always be roughly around the price that's already on the market. If you want to sell it quickly, you can make it the cheapest in the list. If you don't really care about selling it quickly, you can make it an average price or really expensive. It's whatever. You can even sell it for just 1 if you really want to. And here you can see what's the if it's below or above the regional average. For example, if I were to put it on the market for 600,000 ISK, I would still be 4% below the regional average. And if I were to put it at 700,000, I would be 11% above the regional average. So it's whatever you want to do. If you have decided on a price, You can see the total amount that you'll be getting, but keep in mind though that you also pay taxes. Even in an online video game, you have to pay taxes. You pay a broker's fee, which is the fee that you pay for placing the order, and you have to pay a sales tax, which is a percentage of the ask price that you're asking. This is the total price without the taxes. So the taxes are deducted from this, and this is the total price that you'll get once all the items have been sold. You can decide for how long the item has to be on the market. You can decide from 1 day to 3 months. Immediate won't work on a sell order because then you'd have to have a buyer immediately, and that will probably not work. So you can 3 months is the longest that you can use. I would advise to always check prices on items before you sell them, because often if you don't, the item will snap to the first available buy order, which is always lower than the average price it really is worth. For example, if I were to sell this item again, it would snap to 361,000, which is the closest order in three jump range with the highest bid on it. So it would snap to that, and you'd be getting a lot less than it's actually worth, because it's 42% below regional average price, which would mean that this person would be buying your equipment and selling them again for a profit, which is not something that you should ever allow to happen. Anyway, once you've picked a price, you hit sell and it will be placed on the market. It's that easy. I'm gonna hang on to them now, and because otherwise I'll have to rebuy them and it will cost me money and stuff. So yeah, that's the market basically. It's pretty easy once you get it, once you get the hang of it. I hope you learned how to use the market and how to get some items for your ships. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the comments below. I'll be glad to answer them. Please like the video and subscribe if you want to see some more. In the next episode we'll be going out mining with our new bought ship, and I'll be showing you how to make some money using the mining lasers. So I'll see you then. Bye bye.